we are continuing to get massive buyers of Bitcoin. Right now, we just had a person or a country buy $1.1 billion of Bitcoin, and this is only going to continue, right? We're going to see more and more countries, more individuals, more institutions. We're going to see banks. A lot of people are going to start coming on board and buying Bitcoin, and then they're eventually going to start finding the utility of altcoins and be buying altcoins, and so that is where a lot of the potential is going to be. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for future content. And let's go ahead and jump right into the video. And so, if you're interested in signing up for another platform, there is MEXC and CoinW underneath the video. If you're signing up using the link underneath the video for CoinW, you can join a Discord group for free, which provides access to professional traders. And so let's go ahead and take a look here at the Bitcoin chart. We can see, if we zoom out on this and take a look at this on a weekly time frame, we can see that previously we had an all-time high around $68,000. And so we have the RSI down here at the bottom. Now, if we take a look at this since the ETF was approved, let's take a look at it from September. We can see the RSI was bottomed out. And so since then, we had a big move up to about $40,000. Since then, we had a reset of the RSI, and then we had another massive move up to around $73,000. And now we have consolidated. We've been in this channel here for approximately 2 months. And so now the RSI is back down to those levels that we saw at the end of last year. And so definitely something to be paying attention to since we have been consolidating in this channel here. I am looking for a break above $68,700 to break out of this channel. And then I think we will be making our next leg up. And so this is going to be very bullish for Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this transaction here. And this happened a couple of hours ago. There was somebody that bought 16,445 Bitcoin in just one transaction. Now this is close to $1.1 billion. Now, is this another country that is going to announce that they have bought Bitcoin? Is this an institution that's buying Bitcoin? This is starting to get very interesting. This is a huge purchase here of Bitcoin in one transaction. So we're starting to see a lot more people buy Bitcoin and understand the tokenomics of Bitcoin, and that it's going to be very valuable in the future because there's only 21 million Bitcoin. And so as demand goes up, supply is starting to slow down with the halving of the Bitcoin miners happening a couple of months ago. And so it's going to start really starting to take off. Now, a lot of people talked about this a couple of months ago with the halving, that supply is going to start dropping off and demand's going to go up. I definitely think we're going to start seeing that into Q3 and Q4 of this year as there starts becoming a supply shock for Bitcoin. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at the ETFs here, we did have some massive inflows last week. We can see that right now the Bitcoin ETFs are accounting for about 4.2% of the current Bitcoin supply. So these account for the ETFs that are holding Bitcoin. Then we have Michael Saylor that's holding about 1%. And then we have the government that's holding 1% as well, right? I mean, so just between those three organizations, we're talking about 6% of the total supply of Bitcoin. Now, there's others out there that are also going to be holding a massive amount of Bitcoin, right? Like I mentioned, there's this country or institution that just bought $1.1 billion of Bitcoin. Continuing to hold this Bitcoin will start dropping down that circulating supply, which will start increasing the price as these institutions start holding their Bitcoin and not selling. So we have some other massive news coming up here as well, right? We have Coinbase says market underestimating timing and odds of the spot Ethereum ETF approval. And so this decision is coming up this week. I do expect this to get denied here. It will get delayed. And then in August, we have another time coming up where they have to make a decision for the Ethereum ETF, which includes BlackRock. Now, BlackRock's approval odds are very, very good. They've only been denied once, and so since they got approved for the Bitcoin ETF, I would expect to see approval for the Ethereum ETF in August. Now, they could have a huge surprise, right? I mean, maybe they've been staying more quiet with the Ethereum ETF. A lot of people were tracking the Bitcoin ETF. It was very obvious that that was going to get approved. And so maybe with the Ethereum ETF, they plan on approving that. And so that is something to be paying attention to this week, as this definitely could have an impact on the markets. Now, if it does get denied, we could see a big sell-off on Ethereum and altcoins, and I am personally going to be using that as a buying opportunity. And so if we're talking about altcoins, there's a lot of different setups out there right now that are very bullish. And so we have Render here that was consolidated in this channel, ended up breaking out, and now we are getting a bullish momentum signal. Again, same with Altcoin here. This was consolidating. We did get the breakout. We can see we had a massive move there. And then again, we did receive that bullish momentum signal. And so these will continue to do well. And then there's also other cryptocurrencies here that are forming very similar consolidation channels. And so we can see here Caspa very close to breaking out. Once this does break out, I do expect some massive moves. And so Caspa, definitely something to be keeping an eye on here. We have Aerodrome here, which is the decentralized exchange that is focusing on Base Chain by Coinbase. We can see here as well, this has been consolidating. Once we break through this resistance line here and then break through the 50-day moving average, we will see a substantial move here as well. And then Ondo, again, we've been consolidating in this channel here. We are at the top of that currently, trading right around 90 cents. And I do expect this to break out here. I expect a bigger move for Ondo as they are moving into the real world asset space. And there's been a lot of talk about that with tokenization and BlackRock as well. We've also seen that Chainlink's having a big move over the last 7 days, right? There's been some news articles that have been coming out that Chainlink has been working on tokenization. They've been working with some large institutions, large banks, and so that's something to be paying attention to. This is why I'm starting to look into a lot of altcoins, right? Bitcoin's going to provide good returns. There's no doubt about that. It is a much safer investment. Obviously, altcoins, there's thousands of them out there. It is difficult to find the altcoins that have utility and are going to be implemented. And so when these type of things come out for like Chainlink, it is very important to be paying attention to. Chainlink at $17 may be a very good investment over the next 3 to 5 years. We could see Chainlink go over $100, right? A 5x return on your investment over a couple of years is very good. Now, Bitcoin, we could see a 50% return on that. However, some of these other altcoins that I'm talking about, especially Render here, there's been a lot of news that they have been working with Apple. And so we just need that official announcement and we will see Render absolutely go insane. Tailcoin here, right? They have been working on the remittance payments, and this cryptocurrency has been working with the regulatory firms to make sure they are compliant for the payment industry. And so I definitely think that Tailcoin will be one that is compliant and meeting the regulatory standards moving forward, and they will reduce a lot of fees between the remittance payments between different countries. And so a lot of these are going to do extremely well, and these are cryptocurrencies to be paying attention to. And so definitely pay attention to the ETF being denied or approved this week. That's going to have a big impact on the cryptocurrency markets. And then we will see how the Bitcoin ETF inflows are. We've seen massive inflows coming in on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week. And so it'll be very interesting to see if the ETF inflows continue on Monday. And then we also have this massive purchase here of Bitcoin of $1.1 billion. And so this is a huge transaction that is taking place, whether this is an institution, an individual, or a bank or something like that. It just shows there's definitely a lot of interest and demand for cryptocurrencies moving forward. And so if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for future content. And as always, this is not financial advice, this is just my personal opinion. Thanks so much for watching, I hope to see you in the next video.